What's going on? So I am back with yet another video. Listen, I wanted to say something. I believe we're living in the beginning of the Great Tribulation. I really believe so. We are living in the Great Tribulation. Not exactly entirely in the Great Tribulation, but I believe that we are in the beginning stages of the Great Tribulation. And the reason why I say that, the reason why I say we lived in the Great Tribulation is because of this. They say one day in the Bible during the Great Tribulation, it'll be lawlessness to the point where it'll be so much famine, crime, pestilence. It'll be people begging to die, but death will elude them. So they'll be seeking death, but death will run from them. And that's the beginning when you see all this lawlessness going on with governors saying that before they leave office, they'll make Florida an open carry state. When the crime is already astronomical to begin with, you thinking about making an already bad state into a more lawless state. But that's just one of many astronomical problems. Just this past 2 years, you had this whole pandemic situation going on with so-called Vaseline. And I'm using Vaselines as an abbreviated term because any sensitive information, YouTube will try to put a tag on it. So I'd rather not say the real word, I just say Vaseline. Like I say, Vaseline is an abbreviated term. With that being said, the last 2 years, you can see how this country was running out of resources. Shelves at local grocery stores was drying up more than the local prostitute down the street. They was drying up more than the local prostitute down the street. Everything was starting to become out of control. Not only was it was out of control, there was a lot of annihilation going on, if you get what I mean. Pow pow. There was a lot of that going on. It was a lot of just everything had increased. And that's not even close to being during the Great Tribulation. Then you got the Revelations. I believe we live in so more in Revelations than we living in the Great Tribulation. That'd be so hard until people be wanting to die just to escape the poverty, just to escape the pain. You'll want to leave. And it says it in the Bible. You'll be looking for ways to escape your situation, but you won't be able to do it. That, my friend, is the beginning of the Great Tribulation. And so when you think about society as a whole, I believe all that stuff is happening because it's happening now. But that's just, we are nowhere near the Great Tribulation and all of this is occurring. So you can imagine when the real deal hits the fan. You got everything happening on a grand scale. Delicious spring cold water. You have to love this. Because if you talk as much as I talk, you have to have you something refreshing to drink. But anyways, another thing is I want to talk about is how I find it ironic that how everybody be talking about racism and this and that and the other. Okay, if stuff going to happen to fathers or husbands, why gotta be the good guys? I always be wanting to know this. Why does it have to be the fathers, the husbands, the guys that do right? When in my city, within the last day or so, you had 5 people gunned down an individual by a food truck, and it was all young. Now, nobody don't come and hurt them. And I'm trying to say in a nutshell, I'm just going on to say this. If we live in such a supremacist society, then why they don't kill those guys? The ones that don't care, the ones that don't have nothing to live for. That's what I'm saying. If you don't have nothing to live for, I notice those guys don't nothing happen to them. But the good ones that's trying to maintain a family household, and that's trying to do right and go to work, oh, they get stopped by the police and they get taken out of here during a routine traffic stop. During a routine, mundane traffic stop, their life ends. But these guys running around this neighborhood 5 and 6 deep with nothing to do, no job to go to. They just harass women all day long and carry weapons on them. Y'all ever notice don't nothing happen to them guys? Those type of guys don't nothing happen to them. But a good law-abiding guy, he happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he get his. Like I say, we are living in not only the last days, but we living in an era where there's not a respect for life anymore. You see it on your evening television all the time. There is actually no respect of life no more. You know, and just to think about how in the last few days of that Kevin Samuels guy was talking about, that was so shocking of his death. You got the same black people that's going around here talking about some what he was saying, Black Lives Matter and this and that and other. So y'all care about Black Lives Matter, but then you go around and you pick on a man who dead. He can't defend himself. He can't say anything. And I heard one person say on Twitter, "Well, we had the same smoke. We had the same smoke for him then that we have for him now." Well, it seems like it's turned up. Y'all want to celebrate Kevin Samuels' death, but you won't celebrate nobody white death. I don't understand it. You won't celebrate his. You have you ever known any other black person that celebrate another black person death as much as our group of people do? We just do it for some reason, and I think it's sick. I think it's sickening to sit there and wish death on somebody. Yeah, everybody got their opinion. Everybody got their point of view as to their reasoning as to why they giving him so much heat and all this kind of stuff. That just shows that he was right the whole time. If you're going to get upset about something, that just only proving his point. And if you're not in the business of proving his point, then you won't get so upset. Everybody got an opinion. And the same ones that's bashing him that he dead, they keep saying the nurse that was in the room with him had something to do with his death. Now it turned into people bashing him to now it's a death conspiracy. I thought you didn't care. I thought you didn't care nothing about it. I thought you was glad he was gone. So if you're glad Kevin Samuels was gone, then why you got a conspiracy theory as to how did he die? It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. And like I say, and like I said in my first video, I'm not talking about a specific demographic. I'm just saying that if nobody didn't like what he was saying, then why was he getting so many women to go on his show? Don't support nobody like that. If you felt that way, and trust me, Kevin Samuels ain't the only one on YouTube that got an opinion about a certain group of women. He don't. He's one of many. He's one of many. I'm just telling you, we just living in a horrible, horrible society right now. And if we don't get it right, which I don't think we ever going to get it right. I'm not going to even say if. It's no way. No way. So I'm going to finish grabbing my bags and I'm going to walk home. I was your host, Price. Let's roll with another video. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And until next time, everybody, peace and have a good one. And stop talking about somebody that's dead. When half of y'all ain't even got that same energy for nobody white.